afternoon, everyone. My name is Carol Ayers, and I am a member of the League of Women Voters of Arapahoe and Douglas counties. We would like to take this opportunity to thank the South Suburban Parks and Recreation District for their generous donation of this room for this event. We would like to recognize that this was a big contribution on their part. The sponsors of today's forum are the League of Women Voters and the Association of University Women. The League of Women Voters is an organization fully committed to justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion in principle and in practice. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are central to the organization's current and future success in engaging all individuals, households, communities, and policymakers in creating a more perfect democracy. The League's mission is empowering voters, defending democracy. We envision a democracy where every person has the desire, right, knowledge, and confidence to participate. The League is a nonpartisan organization that promotes citizen participation in government and does not support or oppose any political party or candidate. The American Association of University Women promotes equitable political participation because democracy works when everyone can fully participate. AAUW is nonpartisan and has a strong record of advocacy and action, but does not support nor oppose candidates or political parties. The views expressed today are not those of the League of Women Voters of Arapahoe and Douglas counties or the American Association of University Women. Today's candidate forum is being videotaped. This is a forum for the candidates running for mayor of the city of Centennial. All candidates whose name will appear on the official ballot for mayor were invited to participate. Mr. Don Sheehan is unable to attend today's forum due to a death in the family. Stephanie Pico will read Mr. Sheehan's opening statement. Tammy Maurer will read Mr. Sheehan's closing statement. They will not participate in the question and answer portion of the forum. This year, there are 3 mayoral candidates on the November 4th ballot for the city of Centennial. The mayor is elected at large. Here with us today are Bennett Rutledge on Zoom and Christine Sweetland in person. Thank you both for participating in today's forum. The format for today's forum includes questions prepared by the League of Women Voters of Arapahoe and Douglas County and written questions from today's audience. This is lovely. Look at that. Lots more chairs. Each candidate will have 2 minutes for an opening statement, 1.5 minutes to answer each question, and 2 minutes for a closing statement. Our timekeepers today are AAUW Co-President of Colorado, Jill Smith, and AAUW member Mary Schreiner. Our greeters today, you probably met them as you came in the door, are League member Chris Nelson. She's in the room, she's in the back, and AAUW member Leedy Iverson. And she's probably greeting people. Our question screeners for this forum are Ken Ayers, League members Ken Ayers and Marge Dalton. Our technical assistant is Barbara Dungy and Wynn Dungy. Okay, guidelines for the members of the audience. Please do not react positively or negatively, to any of the candidates' statements or answers. And please hold all applause until the end of the forum. Please do not record audio or video of today's forum, and please silence your cell phones. Some of today's questions have been prepared by the League. We are also asking for questions from the audience. Please write your question on a note card, and a volunteer will come by and pick it up. If you need a note card, please raise your hand, and a volunteer will come by and give you a note card and a pencil if you need one. All questions asked tonight are those that we could, okay, here it goes. Let's see. Oh, yeah. All questions asked tonight are those that we could not ask will be emailed to each of the candidates. If you would like a personal response from one or all of the candidates, please indicate your personal contact information on your note card. Remember, Election Day is Tuesday, November 4th. Thank you. Ballots will be mailed between October 10th and October 17th to active registered voters. You can register to vote and check your voter registration at www.govotecolorado.gov. There are places also for you to vote in person if you so choose. Those places are listed on a handout back by the League sign in the back of the room. There are other important voter information from Arapahoe County there as well. We're going to begin with the 2-minute opening statements. You're going to see me stand and speak to Mr. Rutledge without the microphone because of the way the Zoom is set up. Then I'm going to speak using a microphone for the candidates who are here. So Bennett, we're going to begin with your 2-minute opening statement. Bennett, we're going to start with your 2-minute opening statement.
Set for 2 minutes, going now. As a graduate of the University of Arizona, I hold a bachelor's degree in mathematics with minor in physics, first working as a statistician for the Federal Highway Administration. As a recovering bureaucrat, I am very conscious of the temptation of higher layers of government to micromanage the duties and responsibilities of lower levels of government, and understand the necessity for pushing back against the overreach of state and federal, and yes, even county and even below, homeowners association overreach. And that is basically why I will be not doing anything except repairing the damage done by previous mayors and city councils. Thank you.
Thank you, Bennett. And now we'll hear from Stephanie Pico on behalf of Don Sheehan.
Thank you very much. Just a quick shout out, thank you to the League of Women Voters for making this opportunity available to our Centennial candidates. I am Stephanie Pico. I'm the current mayor of the city of Centennial, and I was asked to stand in this morning for Don Sheehan. As was mentioned earlier, Councilmember Sheehan, his mother passed away on Wednesday.
Stephanie, we're not hearing you. Hold on just a second. Sorry.
Is it turned on? Yeah.
How's it?
Yeah, it was on.
Give that a try.
I'll try again. So Councilmember Sheehan sends his regrets for not being able to attend this morning. His mother passed away on Wednesday morning, and he had to fly out of state to take care of his family matters. So with that, I was asked to just say a few words for Councilmember Sheehan on his behalf about his candidacy for the next mayor of Centennial. Don asked me to express his campaign theme, which is building on success. through a concentration on 3 central issues: public safety, fiscal responsibility with a focus on affordability for Centennial citizens, local control, resisting the takeover by statewide elected officials, diminishing the voices of our Centennial citizens. Don asked me to mention for everybody that he is endorsed by the South Metro Denver Realtors Association, the Home Builders, the Fraternal Order of Police, myself, Council Members Maurer, Carnes, and Holt, Jim Noon, former Mayor Kathy Noon's husband, Mayor Kaufman of Aurora, Mayor Lance of Greenwood Village, District Attorney John Kellner, and Mayor Pro Tem of Greenwood Village, Dave Kerber, along with Aurora City Council Member Curtis Gardner. If you'd like more information about Don's campaign, please visit Don for Centennial, DonForCentennial.com for more information, and you can reach out to Don directly, and he'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you. And for my son's engagement party is this afternoon, and I'm late already for being there, so I came here to do this, and I will be excusing myself now so that I can go attend that. So thank you all for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Next, we will hear from Christine Sweetland for a 2-minute opening statement.
First, I just want to express my condolences to Don Sheehan and his family. For those of us who have lost a parent, we know how difficult this time is for him. So it's with regret that he can't be here today. I also want to thank the League of Women Voters and the AAUW for sponsoring this today. It's a really important forum, and thank you all so much for being here. I personally love coming to the sports complex. I don't come very often because both of my sons and my husband play soccer here, and so when they're here, I get the remote at home, so I like to stay home and do that. But it's wonderful that they gave us the opportunity to host this today, so thank you all so much. So I'm Christine Sweetland. My husband Andy and I, we have raised our 2 sons here in Centennial. I started my business, I'm a certified residential appraiser. I started and grew my successful real estate appraiser business in Centennial. I've been a lifelong volunteer in this community, and really I've been honored to serve as your city council member for the last 6 years. So my website is sweetlandforcentennial.com. You can find out all kinds of information about the boards and commissions that I've served on, the different volunteer work that I have done in the community. But I really look forward to hearing from you and the questions that you're concerned about with the direction of Centennial moving forward. So thank you again and participating in this important process. So thank you for taking your time out on this Saturday to be here.
Thank you, Christine. So the next portion is our Q&A portion. The initial questions are developed by the League of Women Voters, and then we're hoping we have questions that are being sent in from the audience. And again, if just hold, it's kind of like school, pardon me, but yeah, just hold up your card and the volunteer will come by and pick it up. Thank you. We're going to, because there are 2 candidates in the question and answer, we're going to do it back and forth. Since we started with Mr. Rutledge for opening statements, we will start with Christine Sweetland for the first question. So Christine, why should a resident vote for you?
What a great question. So, as I mentioned, I have been a lifelong volunteer in this community, and I truly am passionate about serving Centennial. I have the leadership skills needed to lead the city. I have had leadership positions, not only running my own business, but also in my past career in telecommunications. I've mentored 4 people to become real estate appraisers. I have been the board president of my neighborhood association. And once again, I think it's really important that we look to the future of what Centennial is. And as a parent, I know that I want to have a say in what our city will look like for my son so that they will move back here and raise their family. We're fortunate to live in the best city in the state of Colorado, in Centennial, and I want to make sure that we have a thriving community moving forward.
Thank you, Christine.
Bennett, can you hear me?
Yes.
Bennett, why should a resident vote for you?
I'm going to postpone that for a moment and give you a reason why a resident should vote for Don Sheehan. Because he is a longtime member of the city council, has as much experience and is willing to work as hard as Chris Sweetland. But he personally has done more to make democracy work in Centennial this campaign season than I have. He actually has made sure that there are 2 candidates in each of the districts, and as you can see, 3 candidates for mayor. In contrast to what has happened quite frequently in Centennial in the past, where you're given 1 candidate and you either vote for that candidate or have no say in who is making the ordinances of Centennial in your name. Now, what I am going to be doing, as I mentioned before, is undoing some of the overreach of the Centennial City Council from past years. In particular, because of the economic situation, I intend to be easing back on the luxury bells and whistles that actually get in the way of people being able to survive in a downturn economy.
Thank you, Bennett. So you are first for the next question. The next question is, what are your top priorities for Centennial and how would you accomplish them? Oh, I'm sorry, top 2 priorities. In 1.5 minutes.
Thank you. As I mentioned before, one of my top priorities is easing up on the brakes for Centennial prosperity, whether by individuals or by small businesses. And I even have in mind supporting some large businesses, making it less difficult for them to prosper in a downturned economy. The other thing I will be doing is pushing back against overreach. First, start with your own 2 feet, and then work out to state and federal, and possibly even homeowner associations who have defied the constitutional boundaries on freedom of speech, freedom to put signs in your own yard, freedom to own sculptures in your own garden. And yeah, even get protection for your rights, your freedoms, your safety from other government organizations. Thank you.
Thank you, Bennett.
Christine, same question to you. What are your top 2 priorities for Centennial and how would you accomplish them?
Again, another amazing question. So housing is number 1. And in Centennial, our city council has done a lot of work in this space that I'm very proud of. But that doesn't mean we have to stop there. So a couple of things that we've done on city council is we've added live-work units, and we've changed some zoning to multi-use zoning that we haven't had in the city before. And we've also added incentives for housing developments. In the past, we've only had incentives for businesses to come into Centennial. And one of the things we need to do, since we've just added these incentives, is we need to make sure that they're actually doing the things that we want it to do, which is building new housing in Centennial. What I like to say is Centennial is a community of neighborhoods, and we need more neighborhoods. And we need to do that in a way that doesn't infringe on the existing neighborhoods that we have, that increases the parks and trails that we're known for in Centennial. My second priority is also uplifting the small businesses in our community. If the small businesses are doing well with the great places to eat, shop, and play in Centennial, then we as a city will do well also. So I'm going to uplift the small businesses, making sure that people understand all the great places that are here. And as a small business owner, I know how hard it is to start and to grow your business.
Thank you, Christine. For our third question, we're going to begin with Christine. On June 10th, 2008, the citizens of Centennial voted to approve a home rule charter. How would you protect Centennial's right to govern itself?
I personally have reached out to everybody that was on that home rule charter committee so that I could really hear about the discussions that were happening in that room. So anybody that returned my phone call, we had great conversations. And personally, I have gone ahead and testified at the state level in support of home rule. I think the most important thing that happens is decisions should be made locally. So I'm a strong supporter of the home rule charter that was put in place. I think it is very important for our city to find out what our citizens want and make those decisions. One size fits all is never a good plan, and it doesn't work in Centennial. I've had very great conversations with the people that work at the state legislature about the importance of home rule to push back on some of the overreach that has been happening at the state legislature. And because we have great partnerships with those legislative elected officials, we're able to have those very difficult conversations to make sure that we're protecting home rule in Centennial.
Thank you, Christine.
Bennett, the third question is, on June 10th, 2008, the citizens of Centennial voted to approve a home rule charter. How would you protect Centennial's right to govern itself?
Well, I would start right around our own 2 feet in the city council chamber itself by keep in mind that the mayor is, as far as the city council is concerned, a single vote. There's no veto or anything else like that. And I will be voting to drop any safety clause. This is the one that has the ordinance go into effect immediately, and anyone who is not in that room or is not there virtually has no clue that suddenly there's this new rule that needs to be obeyed with punishments for not complying, and is very specifically only for safety, public health, and welfare. And we've been using it for bureaucratic convenience, and that needs to be tightened up. And for Mr. Sheehan, I would like to point out that what he did conforms to the Home Rule Charter, that the city council folk and the mayors be elected. That means a choice. Thank you.
Thank you, Bennett. Bennett, you're first on question 4. Governor Jared Polis has highlighted Colorado's 106,000 unit housing shortage. and ask cities to alleviate the housing crisis that makes it harder for people to buy or rent a home and increases homelessness. What actions, if any, should Centennial take to address the housing shortage and related affordability issue?
Thank you. I would first start out by easing up on the brakes, eliminating restrictions that are not really necessary for safety or health, but are luxury items like the appearance of the dwelling. Keep in mind that we are living on land that 200 years ago, a dwelling made of skins held up by poles was considered quite adequate for this part of the country. And 100 years ago, a cabin made out of logs was considered adequate for this part of the country. And yeah, I can see that a fire alarm or carbon monoxide alarm might be necessary for safety, but nicely kerfed baseboards and well-trimmed homes decorations are not necessary. There's a big difference between the ethics and the aesthetics of what we live in. Thank you.
Thank you, Bennett.
Christine, would you like me to repeat the question?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
And I'm going to answer as a city council member and not talk about things that impact the value of your house as an appraiser. But like I said in my opening, I'm very proud of the work that we've done in Centennial regarding housing. And one of the things that I hear about, not only from our own family, but when I'm out knocking on doors, is there's no place to downsize. For those of us who have lived in this community for a very long time, and we're in those big two-story homes that we've raised our children, the next family should be in that home. They should be going to the school that's 8 houses down from my house. They should be playing in the park that's half a block from my house. And unfortunately, there's no place for my husband and I to go to in Centennial where we could own. So I've been a big voice in the construction defect legislation that needs to be fixed at the state level, so that we can actually have a for-sale product in Centennial for those of us that want to downsize and stay in this community. We love this community. We know the stores. Our medical providers are here. Our friends are here. My book club is here. So I want to stay in this wonderful community, but there's no place for us to go. So when we're talking about housing, that's one of the things that we really need to be addressing.
Thank you, Christine. So you get question number 5. Question number 5 is, I have it in front of me. What would you like to see in the Central Centennial Development District along Yosemite, Midtown?
Oh, I'm so excited about the Midtown Centennial development. This is an area, if you think about Yosemite and Arapahoe Road all the way to IKEA, we have a great opportunity in Centennial to make a downtown Centennial. It will be walkable, it'll be mixed use, you can walk to coffee, and it's close to light rail. I made sure when we were looking at those plans that we added those parks and trails that we're known for. And Centennial took an innovative approach in that we actually put the plan together and said, this is what we want, and now the developers come on in and build. And I will just say, Centennial is open for business. Those 1960s office buildings that are empty, we need to create a new downtown Centennial with lots more housing, lots more economic development opportunities, and like I said, walkability. So I am thrilled about the opportunity that Midtown Centennial brings to Centennial. I'll also tell you, this is not happening tomorrow. This is a 20-year vision, and so as mayor, I really look to be part of that decision-making process of what's going in there, and we need to make sure that creative people come to Centennial and build that area, that Midtown Centennial that we're looking for. So I'm thrilled about that opportunity.
Thank you, Christine.
Bennett, do you want me to repeat the question?
Yes, please.
What would you like to see in the central Centennial Development District along Yosemite, Midtown?
I'm willing to have some development in the Midtown area. One thing I am not willing to see is the Centennial government using eminent domain to take someone's home of, well, Centennial's been around a quarter of a century now, and hand it over to a developer to get rich off of. In particular, I do not want developers to be able to use Metro District laws to maintain control over the housing they build for another quarter century beyond that. And have them keep making money off of the homeowners of the new development long beyond the time when it should have been turned over to an association of the homeowners. Thank you.
Thank you, Bennett. So our last question. Some candidates state sustainability is important. What does that mean for the future of Centennial, and what is the cost for its citizens? Bennett?
Sustainability is very useful, but I would like to challenge Ms. Sweetland on her statement that there is no need to downsize. Yeah, up in her upper crust of Centennial, there may not be. But there are people who do need to be able to rent out a room, to build on additions to their homes, to take in lodgers, and other means. We've already gotten used to the idea of working from your home, and we should be able to expand on that concept without interference from the Centennial government. And yeah, that may be considered by some downsizing, backing off of the ideally beautiful, serene, single-family dwelling concept of Centennial to make it easier to make your way in the economy as we find it now. Thank you.
Thank you, Bennett. Christine?
The question's about sustainability, correct? Okay. And so Centennial, we just completed a waste reduction study that we did with Littleton, Sheridan, and Inglewood. And one of the things that, when I talk to people about this, 75% of the trash that goes to the landfill from Centennial is either recyclable, yard waste, or food waste. And we can do better than that. And that there's 6 steps in that study that they have suggested for Centennial. And if you don't care about the environment and sustainability, then how about that we're paying approximately $800,000 a year on road maintenance by having a trash truck come through our city every single day. I know in my neighborhood we have sometimes 2 trash trucks on the same day. And so we really need to look at that and really look at those ideas that they've given us and figure out a way how we can implement implement them throughout the entire city. Now, we have a very long city, so we're not going to make one trash provider go through the entire city in one day. We know we can't do that. But there are some options that we can do. And I would just say, if we're filling up the landfill at 3 football fields, every year 10 feet high, I know as citizens of Centennial, we can do better than that, and I want to work on that moving forward as mayor.
Thank you. So now we move into closing statements, and I would like to ask Tammy Maurer to come up, and if you would hook up your microphone, please. And Tammy Maurer will be reading closing statements for Mr. Donald Sheehan. We're going to start with Christine for our 2-minute closing statements, followed by Tammy Maurer and then Bennett Rutledge.
Okay. Thank you again, everyone, for being here today. I so appreciate it. I look forward to being the next mayor of Centennial. Not only is the mayor term limited, but there are 3 city council members that are also term limited as well. So this is a very big election for Centennial. And when I ran for re-election in 2023, with 4 names on the ballot, I received 63% of the vote. And in my neighborhood, the people that know me best, I received 80% of the vote. They know that I want to do what's best for Centennial. So, unfortunately, we're seeing a little bit of divisiveness moving into our city council right now. And because of that, I did not feel it was appropriate to ask any sitting city council members for endorsements, nor have I endorsed any candidates. However, the people that know me and my leadership style that have endorsed my campaign include Congressman Jason Crow, Congresswoman Brittany Patterson, the majority of the Arapahoe County Commissioners, every state elected official that represents Centennial at the state capitol, past city council members and community leaders, including Bart Miller, Rebecca McClellan, Omar Montgomery, Pete Barrett, and one of Centennial's founders, Tom Brackley. My vision for Centennial is that we are a safe city where neighborhoods matter, businesses are valued, and we create unique spaces for all to enjoy. I hope I've earned your support and vote today, and that working together, we can make that vision a reality. Thank you all so much. I'm going to take 10 seconds. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I really encourage all of you to go ahead and get your screenings. It's very important. So thank you all so much for being here.
Christine, thank you very much. And now Tammy Maurer for Mr. Donald Sheehan.
Just a quick test. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, what about this? All right. Well, try to have eye contact and talk.
No, we can't hear you. Hold it. Put it up first. Hold it.
Or just hold it.
Just hold it. All right, we'll give her a try.
I know that Don wanted to be here today, and my heart breaks for him because I know he was close with his mom. Don Sheehan's compassion and support for his family is just one reason why I respect and support him in the race for mayor. On council, Don brings passion and creativity when looking at the challenges of our residents and city. He's incredibly collaborative and engaging with stakeholders and residents to make sure everyone has a voice in the process when making decisions. I asked Don to run to be the next Centennial mayor. Having served with Don for the past 6 years, I can confidently say he possesses the experience and strong leadership capabilities necessary to lead Centennial. As a testament to this, he was unanimously voted Mayor Pro Tem only after being on council for 2 years. Don is focused on keeping our residents and neighborhoods safe by working with our first responders and making sure they have the resources they need to keep us safe. He's a tireless advocate for our small and family-owned businesses and is always suggesting ideas for how the city can support them and attract customers to contribute to their success. I know that we work hard towards maintaining Centennial's debt-free status and ensure that our budget aligns with the city's goals and vision and our residents' needs. Lastly, he's sensitive to the challenges of affordability housing, and he tends to continue looking and finding sensible solutions. And as of late, he has shared with me some really great ideas. Don and I don't share the same political party, but in the end, this isn't about partisan politics. It's about getting a mayor that is most qualified and has heart to lead Centennial and keep it successful, and that person is Don Sheehan. Thank you to the League of Women Voters for allowing me to speak on behalf of Don. Don Sheehan for Centennial Mayor.
Thank you, Tammy.
So Bennett, a 2-minute closing statement.
Christine and Don are going to have their own ideas about which way Centennial should go. And quite frankly, I'm the one who is proposing a sharp turn. That we're up against the intrusions of higher government in a way that was not envisioned at the time of the Home Rule Charter. And okay, let me tell you about what I've seen. I was down at the Immigration and Customs Enforcement field office last month, and I was watching for a person who was going to be doing a check-in, basically conforming with the law, and who had a green card that was evidence for his right to be here in the United States. That person did not show up, or at least did not contact me. I was not allowed to go into the parking lot to talk to people. But one thing I did notice was a car with 3 young women in it, very colorfully dressed, who went into the field office and did not come out. Their cars were driven away by people who were dressed entirely differently and were clearly not ones who came in it. And I say that the Immigration and Customs Enforcement people should be requested to leave because they're operating a business which attracts criminal activity.
So Bennett, your time is finished.
And so,
Bennett, your time is ended.
okay,
Thank you very much. Okay, I'd like to give a hand to the candidates who... I'd like to thank all of you who have come and participated in this candidate forum today as an audience. I commend you all for your democratic spirit. I'd also like to thank again the South Suburban Parks and Recreation District for this room. And as you leave today, we encourage you to look at the campaign information at the side of the room, the voter information and League and AAUW information in the back of the room. And we would like to invite you to join us for the City Council forum that takes place starting at noon. Thank you again, and have a great day.
Well, I did need to get out Vote for me if you vote for Mr. Vaidya if you must. And please vote